rescue reviews. So this week, I'm Princess. We have Kelly. And down there we have Mr. Grimm Green.
I didn't want to get anyone confused if I said Nick, because they're both Nick. So
2 Nicks.
You know, it can get a little overwhelming when you say, "Hey, Nick," and we both go, "What?"
I remember that's how the email started out that you sent me back when we sent you the Ben for the very first time to try.
Oh yeah. Nick?
Yeah, it was Nick. My name's Nick too. How cool!
Holy crap! Yeah, holy crap! You know what? Have you ever seen that movie Top Secret with Val Kilmer? It's an old, obscure '80s movie.
Yeah, I don't think I have.
It's hilarious, and the main character, Val Kilmer, he plays a guy named Nick. And they said, "Oh, how did you get that name?" And he says, "I don't know. My dad thought of it while he was shaving." And I think that's hilarious. I tell people that all the time. I don't know. My dad thought of it while he was shaving. Nick himself. That's comedy. Let me tell you.
Well, Nick was supposed to be named Harry.
I was.
That's okay. I was almost Gordon. I know.
If I were a boy, if I were a man, my name was still going to be Kelly.
Kelly. Hey, that
Either
works.
way,
Either way, it works.
Yeah. So there you have it. Now we all know that part of our lives.
Yes.
So what are you vaping on? Let's go there.
Oh, I've got a bunch of stuff in front of me. I've got this, my favorite new billet box. It's my old billet box, but I just got some slick new panels for it that I really love. There's an old Halo e-liquid tobacco in here, Torque 56 from way back in the day. I just used to love it and I was craving it, so I went to Halo e-liquids and bought some, and that's been awesome. I got a Geek Vape with the, what is that thing?
That is
Steam
a
Crave.
monster.
I know, it's the, if my camera would focus, it's the Aromamizer Plus V2. It's an RTA, they call it an RDTA, but it's really an RTA. Holds 18 mils of e-liquid.
That's as big as the mod, though. Like
That's I know, but at what a cost? You have to carry around this giant thing. It just, it just vapes so well. I can't even stand it. I've got this little Cthulhu Mods guy with a K-Fun on it, and then I've got a Revenant with my Type 2 RTA on it, and that's more or less what I'm vaping currently in front of me. Just a couple things. My desk is usually cluttered.
What about you, babe?
Well, so I got a Cali bar because, they're easy to deal with when dealing with animals. So I got the strawberry one.
Yeah.
I have my Immortal Siege.
You got the name right.
I normally call it my Purge, but this is not a Purge.
I just opened up one of those. I haven't vaped it yet, though.
Oh, I love this. I love it. It's perfect for my dainty hands.
It's real ergonomic, isn't it?
Yeah, and then inside of that I got Christie by Pinup. And then, because it wouldn't be a day if I didn't have my rescue box with my Apocalypse on it. And of course, I've got my Good Boy Vengeance in it. That's all. What do you got, Nick? Princess.
I'm simple and basic today. I have my rescue box, the Ben, with the Apocalypse 25 and some British Ice coils. Inside of there, I got some Nico. I lost my Nico bottle. I have an unlabeled Nico bottle next to me.
Oh.
Yeah, Nico's been my all-day vape pretty much since we came out with it.
Yeah,
then
you guys
next,
killed it with that.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah, so good.
Then next, and last, I have my other rescued box. And inside of there, got some good old trusty Benthol.
Benthol for the win.
Yes, I love the coldness.
Well, we had a big to-do because he was vaping Nico out of a Ben box, and I'm like, no, you have to vape Ben.
Yeah.
That got so much shit.
Yeah, you have to.
So.
And advocate for liberty, I switched the tip on my Easy Tripper just for you. So now, blue Benthol, blue tip, just for you, bud.
John Clemens says there's a weird echo.
There's always a damn echo.
Damn echo.
There's always something.
It's cool. It's just a dangle clack. Don't even trip.
It's a thing that happens.
All right.
Yeah.
And
that should fix it now, John.
Hopefully that fixes it.
with my messy room.
Okay, so we've done that fun stuff.
We have. What do you want to jump to next, babe?
Well, let's leave it up to our guest.
Ooh, Mr. Guest.
Sure.
Do you want
I
to
don't know.
jump into the critter corner, or do you want to jump into what about Nick?
Well, what about Nick? So boring. The critter corner honestly sounds a lot better.
Okay.
All right.
We can critter corner.
I keep wanting to say Critter Country because that's a place in Disneyland, but I know that's not correct.
That would be a great place to be.
Critter Country? It is.
I would be excited. So, are you going to play the puppies and the whatnots?
They're already playing.
Oh, okay. Well, so all the animals that you are seeing on your screen right now, they're actually available through the San Diego Humane Society. They are all 100% available, and they range in price from $10 to $300. So they're actually very affordable. And the cool thing about this shelter is all their dogs and cats are spayed, neutered, chipped, and vaccinated. They spend about $45,000 a day taking care of around 5,000 animals across 12 facilities.
Wow.
So they're always in need of things, and you can actually find their wish list on Amazon if you want to send them some stuff. Or if you're local to them, you can donate things like gently used blankets, towels, pillowcases, etc. They also have a really cool program for pet loss support. So I know, like, for us, if, recently Ted passed away, and a lot of people were like, well, it's just a snake. It's no big deal. For me, it is a big deal because he was a member of my family. And so they offer the pet support. So it's kind of like a counseling to help you grieve and move on. And it's really an awesome program because not a lot of shelters offer that. So, and like I said, they have pets in there for $10. You can walk in and walk out with a pet for less than a meal at McDonald's. So just saying.
Wow.
Yeah. And in the critter corner, I always give a training tip. And in honor of dogs barking in a distance, I have a training tip for dogs that are barking uncontrollably. So what you want to do is when your dog is barking and they're uncontrollably barking, obviously remove them from whatever is stimulating them. So you could be like, hey, come over here. And you want to calm them down before you start working on the training, obviously, because just like a child, when they're barking and losing it, they're not going to focus. And when you go to correct them, the biggest thing I can tell you is never correct a dog with anger because they will not respond. You need to correct them with kind and calm. And what we do in our house is we say, thank you. So if our dogs are barking crazy, we say, hey, thanks, thank you. And they'll come over and, they wag their tail and give them some snuggles and we move on with our life. So that is my tip of the day.
That's good.
They have pigs at the shelter.
They do.
The pigs are going to be more expensive, but they are Vietnamese pot-bellied pigs. But some of the dogs that they have there, I couldn't get pictures of all the animals because, like I said, there were so many.
Yeah.
But I mean,
pigs. See, that's why I can't eat pork anymore.
Oh.
After you see a pig, you get the zoomies. It's like, okay, I'm done eating you. That's adorable.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't know that, with smokers, 1,300 smokers a day die from something that could be easily dealt with by helping people quit smoking. 1,800 dogs and 2,700 cats are put down every day simply because they're in the shelter. Yeah. So going to a shelter and sponsoring an adoption or taking an animal home, that's a way that we can stop having these animals put down who are simply just haven't found their home yet. So, yay, critters.
Yay, critters.
Critters are the best.
Yay, critters.
So, let's talk about Mr. Nick.
I guess so.
Okay.
I guess. So, how has everything been going with you recently? How you been doing, bud?
I've been good, hanging in there. It's quarantine's weird. COVID's weird. The political landscape is weird. The vape industry landscape is weird. Tobacco control landscape is weird. So I'm just trying to do my best and, hope that it's good enough. Staying real busy, lots of live streams, lots of reviews. I'm working on a big podcast project as well. But it's been good busy, not just angering busy, but good busy.
That's good.
Good busy,
That's good. I know around here it's been weird because we're in a state where they're not like mandatory for masks yet, but like people.
West Virginia is now.
Oh, it is now.
Yeah.
It must have just happened.
Yeah,
but
beginning of the week, it was annoying.
Like people will like scream at you. I mean, I don't leave the house, so
right, yeah, yeah, we don't really leave the house either.
But like people would yell at Nick for leaving the house without a mask, and he's like, I literally am walking to my car, like I'm not talking to anyone. And
yeah,
because I'm going into customers' houses all day long, and so it's always having masks on, dealing with them, gloves, everything. Disinfect everything we touch, and as soon as we get in the truck, we have to disinfect ourselves.
Yep.
Good fun times.
Yeah, it's weird. Everything's weird.
It is just weird. The whole world just feels heavy right now.
Right.
Yeah, and trying to explain to the kids what's going on, like that's the hardest part because they look to us for answers, and I don't have any. Like. I don't know because they're like, Mom, am I going to be allowed to go to school? And I'm like, maybe. Like, I hope. I love you guys, but I hope you can go to school, but I don't know. So that's the weirdest part of it all is having no answers.
Yeah.
And no one seems to know.
It'll get better.
Who do you trust? It will. This too shall pass.
Yeah, you just have to have faith and just stay positive the entire time.
Yes. Very much yes.
And stay hydrated as well.
Yes.
It's critical to the operation.
I'm surprised there's no beer tonight.
No beer tonight. I reserve my beer for vlog day. That's my one day a week that I can look forward to having a really great beer is on vlog day.
Have you had any good ones recently?
Oh, good Lord. The last beer that I had on the last vlog was excellent, but I can't remember even what it was. Couldn't even tell you off the top of my head what it was.
Oh.
My passive drinking beer, like for dinner, sometimes I'll have Heineken. After I went to Amsterdam, I just started just drinking nothing but Heineken because we went to the Heineken experience in Amsterdam and it was amazing. It was the best Heineken I've ever had. So I came home and just started drinking Heinekens like crazy. And we always keep Miller High Life in the fridge as well. That's like our go-to fridge beer is Miller High Life.
Okay.
It's a summertime beer, It's a summertime beer. But I save all the crafty stuff for Thursdays, for vlog day.
We don't drink alcohol. We're weird. Yeah. Nick's never drank, and I'm a recovering addict, so I choose not to drink.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's the weirdest situation. People are like, hey, have you tried this beer? And then I have to explain to them that we don't drink, and then they look at us like we've grown a second head, and it's like,
yeah. It's weird how it's such like a normal social thing. Everybody just assumes that everybody drinks.
Yeah.
No. I mean, that's not the case. People are weirded out by it. What do you mean? It's like, well, shut up. How about that?
Yeah. Or like around here, a lot of people partake and we don't, and that throws people off. They're like, wait, you don't drink or partake? And we're like,
yeah. Well, how do you survive?
What do you do for fun? I'm like, listen, we have 7 kids and 20 animals. When is their time?
Yeah.
I mean, I partake a little, but it doesn't do anything for me.
It does 0 for you?
0.
Weird.
It's
interesting.
So, like, you have a volcano.
Yes.
I went to my buddy's house, and he filled up his bag probably close to 6 times.
Yeah.
Drained them all. Nothing.
Nothing.
And he has the nice medical stuff because he has the card over here.
Right. Dang. Well, that's just a sign from the universe, Nick. It's just not for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
just don't bother anymore.
I can save money though.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
one of those lucky people that it actually makes me angry.
Oh, good. Yeah, then definitely don't do that.
Yeah. So I like, and it's not like a normal angry. I'm like,
It's a horrible angry.
yeah.
Yeah, then
Sounds like-
definitely don't.
It's a
I'm
violent
mad
angry.
about
I
something.
insist you do not do that.
Like I'll start plotting how to kill my husband, and that's never a good thing.
No, please don't do that. I need you guys around, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah. So the worst we do is we vape. And we drink a lot of caffeine.
Yes.
Yeah, caffeine. That's the one that everybody does, you know? I'm the opposite. I don't have caffeine.
We are working our way off of caffeine.
Yeah, it's hard. It's
It
hard
is.
to get off of caffeine.
I mean, caffeine's really addictive.
It is really addictive. And it's honestly really great. Like when I was on graveyard shift or even swing shift, day shift, didn't matter. Caffeine was always there for me and it always was awesome.
Yeah.
Always was awesome.
I tell people, I overcame a serious hardcore drug addiction. I quit smoking. I'm keeping my caffeine for just a few more weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
Oh,
need
sure.
it for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So, just as a heads up, we have a new liquid that we're going to be launching hopefully in the next week or two.
Oh, really?
We're going to be doing Thai, which is sweet tart dust. Sweet tart dust.
Oh, sweet tart dust.
Yeah.
I really like that.
And
I like the idea of that.
it's going to be slightly throaty because the idea is you're shaking the packet after you eat all the candy. So you have that dust that's just left over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, the dust. That's the best part, though, right? Really?
Oh,
It
yeah.
is, because it's all the flavors mixed together.
Yeah.
It's
All
really good. So, of all the flavors in the world, what has been a flavor that you haven't found yet?
that I haven't found yet. Probably like a really good pear flavor. Nobody makes pear e-liquids. We had one way back in the day called Lucky Pear that was like pear colada, and it was pretty good, but it was just a coiled destroyer to the 10th level. And I've always wanted a really good pear e-liquid. Also, like cherry, because that's impossible to do with e-liquids without making it taste like,
Cough syrup.
like cough syrup or a cough drop or something. I thought I found one in New Zealand, and I tasted it down there, and I thought, whoa, this cherry is actually like a cherry. And I got it home, put it in my billet box, and I'm thinking, what do you think? This is terrible. This is a nightmare. Cherry.
Have you tried Juice Head's Peach Pear?
I have not.
That's pretty good, and they just released their new menthol Peach Pear Freeze.
But
Oh,
it's
interesting.
Peach pear. It's not just
Peach pear.
pear.
Well, I'll take a. I'll try. I'll try a peach pear.
It's 50-50.
It's just such a rare thing. You don't see a lot of e-liquid companies using pear as like a mixer or anything like that. I don't see pear anywhere. Ha, that rhymed, and you know it rhymed.
So Kelly has a new game.
I do have a new
Oh,
game.
yeah, that's what I heard. I heard there's a new game in town.
I do. It's a really fun game. It's called Can I Pet That Dog? You have to say it just like that too.
Yes, you do.
I pet that dog.
Can I pet that dog? And I'm just gonna ask. I have 10 questions,
Okay.
and they're all about Nico.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll do my best.
If Nico were to speak in human words, what would she sound like?
So that's a funny story is I don't know what she would sound like. She has like the voice of like maybe a 30 to 40 something female voice for sure. But there was one night back when I was living down in San Diego where I got, I don't know. It was when I first started kind of partaking and smoking weed, and I would just try to get as high as possible. I'd just do like a few bong rips, and I would just get really, really stoned, just blast off. And there was one night we were hanging out on the patio, and I'm giving her treats, and I'm just really, really stoned. And I started thinking about that, like, what would Nico's voice sound like? And I started like narrating in my head what she would sound like. And I heard her voice perfectly. Like every little move, every little reaction, every little thing, I could hear Nico's voice in my head. And it was great. And we just sat there and had a conversation for like a half hour. But I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely a female voice. 30s, 30-ish female, like California dialect, even though she was a Mexico rescue. She still has that like San Diego, California dialect. Like she says dude a lot,
Okay.
That's how I picture her talking in my head.
Does Nico have a favorite human food?
Everything. I have no idea. There's very few things that she won't eat. Like maybe she won't eat a piece of celery, but sometimes she also will eat a piece of celery,
Depends on the mood.
It depends on the mood, but almost literally anything. Almost literally anything. She'll eat human food.
Okay. If Nico
Anything.
wasn't a dog, what animal would she be?
Wow, great question. If Nico wasn't a dog, I feel like she would be... See, I want her to be something aquatic, like a dolphin, but she hates the water. She just hates it. Cannot stand the water. We're trying to train her to get her. We've been watching YouTube videos on how to get your dog into the water so they're not scared of it anymore, because she fell in by accident one day and had to be, rescued, pulled out because she couldn't swim and couldn't get to the stairs.
Aw.
So I want so badly for her to be like a dolphin, That's what I'm going to say. She would be a dolphin. She would love the water.
Okay. Does Nico have an unusual trick?
An unusual trick?
Yes.
No, I don't know. Not really. No, not that I can think of. She can stand on her hind legs and walk for a very long distance.
That's pretty
For
impressive.
longer than you would think. And it's not due to any training or anything, but this goes back to when I was living in San Diego. And see, when we were living in San Diego, I was smoking a lot of weed and Casey was working a lot of shows. So there were a lot of nights during the week, every night of the week almost, where it was just me and Nico at home. And I wouldn't do anything but sit on the patio, smoke weed, and give Nico treats. And so we got a lot of quality time. And so what I started doing was taking her treats and setting them up around the house as like an obstacle course, type of thing.
Yeah.
And she would sit and I would set them all out and I'd come back and sit down and I'd show her my hands. And I'd be like, okay, go. And she would, instantly start sniffing around the house. And we have this kitchen table where I'd set a few treats like on each corner. And she just popped up onto her hind legs and like walked, got a treat, walked on her hind legs to the next one, got a treat, and would like circle almost the whole kitchen table on her hind legs. And I thought that was pretty impressive.
Well, kudos to you for brain exercising your dog. That's a very important thing to do.
Yeah, we still do treat courses to this day.
They're very, very good, important things.
She's a big fan.
Who is Nico's favorite person outside of you and Casey?
Easily our friend Jules. We had a friend down in San Diego, Jules. She was Casey's neighbor before I had met Casey, or before, whatever, it's complicated. Before I had really met Casey, she was Casey's neighbor, and she officiated our wedding. She married Casey and I, so she's a good friend of ours. And I've never seen Nico just explode for someone like she does for Jules.
Oh.
At all. It's insane. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty correct on that, Casey. I'll let her chime in, but it's definitely Jules. She goes bananas for Jules.
Does Nico have a
Bananas.
tell when she's in trouble?
When she's in trouble. No, I mean, she puts her ears down, she puts her tail down, she does the typical, like, sorry thing and just kind of mopes a little bit, but that's about it. I feel like that's pretty standard issue dog stuff, when they know they're in trouble.
Now, if she's going to get into trouble, what's her favorite trouble to get into?
Her favorite trouble to get into is jumping for the countertops and trying to get whatever food is that we've foolishly left close enough for her to get. So there was like she can't get all the way up on the countertop, obviously, but she'll paw and pull stuff down. She's eaten, full sticks of butter. There was one time we left the apartment and came back and she had swiped a whole loaf of bread off of the countertop and ate an entire loaf of bread except for like the end butt part. And she was just laying there with a gigantic stomach, just ate a whole loaf of bread, you guys. Like, just really impressed with herself. Ate a whole loaf of bread.
If Nico were to be a student in a school, what kind of student would she be?
I feel like she would be... I feel like she would kind of be like the weird kid. Like she would be a loner. She would be really, really shy. She'd probably be real good friends with the teacher, real good friends with like the teacher's aides and the teacher and, stuff like that. She might have some friends, but maybe only like one other friend that's a boy, but it's platonic, and he's like kind of like a weird kid too, and they just hang out together. That's very much what I picture for Nico. She's not going to win. She's not going to be a popularity sort of friends with everybody type of person.
Does Nico have a favorite song?
This is something I've literally never thought about before. Oh God, did my Wi-Fi leave?
I think about these
Nope,
things.
we can still hear you.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
Your camera froze, but that's
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Dangle clacks.
it. There's always dangle clacks on the show.
Tim says you're holding his puppy.
No.
Did I freeze?
Oh,
Okay.
You're good now.
It said my internet connection is unstable. It's because Casey's watching the stream. That's how I can tell. No, it's okay.
Okay. So does Nico have a favorite song or TV show?
Favorite song or TV show? Definitely not a TV show. She doesn't understand the TV. She doesn't care about the TV in any capacity. Even if there's other animals or cats or whatever, she doesn't. She cares more about the squirrels in the backyard or the garbage truck. Song, I don't know that she has a favorite song. I'm going to say she doesn't have a favorite song, maybe other than the songs that we make up for her. Like we have a few Nico songs that we sing to Nico every once in a while, and her name is in the song. So whenever we sing songs, she's into it, and she'll pay attention to that. But other than that, I don't think she has any. She's not a big music buff.
Do you want to sing us one of Nico's songs?
I'd rather not, but
Thought I'd ask.
Okay. And the last but most important question.
Okay.
Okay. Can I pet that dog?
Of course, always. Dude, Nico loves humans. Even when we're on our walks and we say hi to our neighbors, like across the street or something like that, Nico's like, oh, do I have a new friend? Can I go get pet by this person? All humans. She loves all humans. All dogs, not so much. All humans. She loves them.
Casey says I have to ask for you to sing Nico, go to bed. Oh,
Nico,
you're on the bed.
Oh, no, don't make me do that. I don't want to do that. Come on.
Well, what if Casey came in there and joined you then?
I would let Casey come in and sing it by herself, but she's not going to do that either.
Well, as you can see, Velez is wearing his very fanciful hot dog and hamburger and french fry shirt today.
I love it. I love clothes on dogs.
I do have in this closet here. The top shelf is nothing but Velez clothes, and every day I pull them all out and I lay them out and I let him pick which one he wants.
That's amazing.
And that's what we wear for that day.
I love that so much. Yeah, we have wintertime, LA wintertime where it gets down to, 50 degrees, but it gets chilly. And we have some hoodies for Nico, but I just keep them with my hoodies in my drawer. So
Yeah, well,
that's it.
Velez likes to wear shirts because it helps with his anxiety. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get that.
these are the summer shirts, and they're that
No.
magic.
Get out.
You won't even do
I'm
that?
not singing it.
Oh, man. Great.
We just started a fight, and we didn't mean to.
Yeah, you did. That was a minute because I knew as soon as you asked, I knew Pickle's going to just push and push and push and push and push and push and push.
Sorry, Nick. I didn't mean for that to happen.
It's okay. We'll survive a mini bicker.
Right. So, what was your favorite part about living in San Diego?
The whole it was a really new experience for me because I had never lived in like a big city before. I grew up in, Lake Tahoe, California, and then Carson City, Nevada, Reno, kind of, but it was very like, small town life, just real small town life. Carson City is, one road, and everything is off this one road, and that's it. And so moving down to San Diego, it felt like, it's this huge city. But then as I lived there and you kind of get to know it, it doesn't feel so big. And it's just a different, I don't know, it doesn't feel like a big city. It has like a completely different sort of feel and vibe to it. All the people down there are very chill, very mellow, like very much like stereotypical, like Southern California, like, it's cool. It's cool, dude. It's cool, bro. We just hang out. We just eat burritos, Sometimes we go surfing, but mostly we just hang out and eat burritos. Like it was very cool experience. And, I miss it all the time. I like LA, but I would move back down to San Diego without even blinking. In a heartbeat, I'd move back down to San Diego. It was great. It's a great city.
Would you say that's your favorite place that you've lived?
Easily. Not all of San Diego, but the North Park and South Park area where we lived on the other side of the freeway, it was awesome. Just so great. I loved living there. I love that area. I like the city. I like the vibe. LA is fun, but LA is huge and just full of people, real overwhelming, traffic, right? That's all you hear about LA. Yeah, it's traffic. It's real. It's real and it's frustrating.
Velez is taking over the stream.
That's
Great.
totally cool. I like your hot dogs and French fries there, Velez.
Where are you
You
going
get
now?
hamburgers on there too, or cheeseburgers, I guess.
Oh, cheeseburgers. I love that.
Yeah, he's a ham. He's our puppy that someone was going to shoot because he was 4 months old and wouldn't stop peeing in the house.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
That big bad man, didn't I?
And Nick scooped him up, and it actually damaged his truck, but we ended up with a new puppy.
Yeah,
Because,
absolutely.
He's worth it.
Yeah,
he didn't deserve to get shot simply because he wasn't house trained. So
yeah, that's ridiculous. I can't stand that. Why are people terrible?
And as you can see by his personality, that is why he's blackberry cornbread pudding, because he is just crazy. He's all about it. He strives to be the center of attention all the time.
He's freaking adorable.
He has so much extra skin, though.
Yeah,
He can have a mohawk.
it's protection. It's protection.
That's why
skin.
he hasn't gotten hurt in one of those many fights that he's been involved in.
Yeah, exactly. It's like dog armor,
Yeah. I mean, he goes and he'll go up to the Pyrenees, to the shepherd, and he will literally pick a fight until they attack him. And then one of us has to go out there and stop the fight, which generally involves us forcing the larger dog off of the small dog, and then he
Sure.
walks around like, haha, you got in trouble. And it's like, you can't do that.
He's got typical little dog syndrome.
Yeah, little dog syndrome. That happens.
Go see mom.
So,
Good.
what other
Yep.
questions?
I don't know. Your guys' show.
Well,
I did all the hard stuff.
you did all the hard stuff.
I did all the hard stuff.
If you could live besides San Diego, if you had another state, or more obviously San Diego's a city, besides California,
Yes.
what state would you live?
What state? Okay. Does it have to be in the United States?
No, because I would choose somewhere else besides here also.
Yeah, because I would choose if I had to live somewhere in the United States, I would probably go. I don't know why I would say this either because it's just as messy. Washington State. I love the Pacific Northwest. I like Portland, Seattle, all of that area up there. I love it to death. So I'd probably move there. If I could really pick anywhere, it would probably be like Sweden or New Zealand. New Zealand is one of the greatest places I've ever been to, just ever in my life. It's such a laid back country. Everybody's so chill. Everybody's so cool. And New Zealand is so laid back that if you go to New Zealand on a vacation and you're there long enough, they just say, "Oh, vote now. You live here. Just vote now. Welcome. You're a New Zealand resident." It's something like if you're there for longer than 6 months, you can just become a resident and just get your citizenship and just live there and just vote.
Wow.
I think that's incredible.
Wow.
See, I would
New
say
Zealand's
England.
unbelievable.
If we had to go anywhere besides the U.S., it would be England for me.
Yeah.
Back to my
England.
homeland.
UK is awesome.
Well-
UK is awesome.
My Nick is British, so.
Oh, British.
I
his-
even play the bagpipes.
Do you really play the bagpipes?
I do.
Holy crap, that's cool. Holy crap, that's cool. See, I grew up, my mom is a huge fan of the UK and Scotland. And so in Pleasanton, California, every year they have the Scottish Highland Games and gathering, and they do the mass pipe bands, and they do the caber toss and everything. And we go every year. And I've always wanted to learn how to play the bagpipes. There was one time when I was young, I picked up
The chanter.
the chanter and tried to learn it, gave up, because I was a dumb kid, and I'm like, I'm not good at it right away, so I'm bored of it. But to this day, I would love to learn how to play the bagpipes. Love the bagpipes.
Well, Princess here is a real champion bagpiper.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That is so impressive. I love that. That's so fucking cool.
Now, I just like being able to say that my husband's a world champion at anything.
World champion bagpipes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's cool as hell.
And Loki Wolf is from Liverpool.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, Liverpool.
Isn't that near where your mom's from?
No, he's from Liverpool, Scotland. He just said.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, different area.
okay. Well,
That's okay.
is that near where your dad's from?
I'm not sure how far away that is from Edinburgh.
Edinburgh, yeah. You guys should go. Go to Scotland. Go to the UK.
See, I've been many, many times. She hasn't been
Yeah.
yet. I don't think you've ever been out of the country, have you?
I have. I've been to Canada and Mexico and Panama and Bermuda.
It doesn't count when you're little.
Yeah.
I went to Mexico as a
Plus,
teenager.
you got to get off the continent, man. Get up somewhere crazy. Go to Norway, dude.
I would love to.
Well, see,
It's amazing.
we really want to go to Iceland.
Yes.
I want to go so
Dude.
bad.
Iceland was big.
Northern Lights, all
Yeah.
that fun stuff.
All that fun stuff. I would love to go to Iceland.
But I
Love to
don't
go to
do
Iceland.
planes very well, so
Yeah. Well, you kind of need a plane to get there.
Yeah, I can't drive
Yeah.
there.
You can't drive, bro. You can't drive to Norway.
yeah.
If we got one of those aquatic cars, like the duck tours,
Yeah.
we can make
It
this
might-
happen.
It might take a while.
It would be a
I
lot of
feel like-
gas.
I feel like that would be pretty treacherous too,
Do you think we can make that happen with the Corvair? Because, we have an old boat car
Yeah.
turned into a boat. I'm down. Let's do it. Let's make it.
Boat car. Boat car to Iceland. Who's on board?
Well, when we
Hopefully
opened,
not too many people.
we were opening our shop years ago, a couple years ago, and I actually found an old, what was it, airplane hangar, military airplane hangar, like the boat.
No. You found
What was the
the carrier, not the
Yeah,
hangar.
aircraft carrier.
Right. Yeah.
I found one of those for sale for like
What
10
the
grand.
what?
And I was like, we had fundraiser. We were like, we're going to get this aircraft carrier because our shop was within a couple blocks of a river. We're like, how badass would that be to go to a vape shop on an aircraft carrier?
That would be that would be unbelievable.
But Ohio said you can't put an aircraft carrier in the Ohio River because it wasn't wide enough for the coal boats to get through.
And
Right.
deep enough.
So,
All right,
Government bureaucrats getting in the way of everything.
because I was like, that done. Like, well, we could just go up and down the Ohio River just selling vape. But nope, not allowed.
On a freaking aircraft carrier.
I was all for it.
Yeah, see, you'd need like a crew to
a major
batten
crew.
down the hatches or what, yeah, you'd need at least 30 people to run an aircraft carrier.
I'm just imagining the dogs barking there, like how loud that would be. We could just all live there and it would be fine.
I'm just imagining which dog would be silly enough to jump off of it.
That would be Vengeance.
Yeah.
Vengeance
No,
is brave enough.
No, he's too chicken.
Well, he's also not very bright, and he would be that dog that would get too
Vulcan.
close to the edge. Vulcan, definitely Vulcan, because Vulcan likes to swim.
Yeah, he does. We have a
That's cool.
100-gallon horse trough for the dogs to water them throughout the day because it's so hot.
Yeah.
And Vulcan will go and climb into it and just lay down. It's like, awesome. I'll change the water now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. God,
Yeah.
I wish Nico loved water. I just want her to jump in the pool so bad.
Start with
And
the
she
trough.
never will.
Get her a
Start
trough.
with a
to
trough.
hang
Yeah.
on it,
Just
you know?
slowly start making her water bowl a little bit bigger and bigger, slowly.
Yeah. I mean, they have the big giant rubber troughs at like a Tractor Supply or a Rural King if they have them out there. And they're like $25. You get a big giant rubber swimming pool.
Mm-hmm.
And put some water in it and let her go to town. Have your own little kiddie pool for Nico.
Yeah, well, if we could get her in it, I definitely would. We're gonna train her. She needs to learn how to swim, especially just in case she falls in again.
She has the ability. She just may not have the desire.
Yes.
So there's that.
I mean, you could always take her to the Dead Sea. She'll float.
Just float like crazy.
Yeah.
But that would involve putting the dog on an airplane.
Yeah, which would be impossible.
Yeah. So many rules.
Yeah. Governments.
Governments.
So, question for you, Nick.
What's up?
Rodin or Twillick? I don't know if I pronounced those correctly.
Twi'lek. Isn't that how you say it? What's the first one? I don't recognize the first one.
Tim just sent me those and said they're races in Star Wars.
Yeah. The Twi'leks have the big fleshy dreadlocks.
Okay.
The big fleshy dreadlocks. Yeah, they're cool.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Twi'leks, yeah.
I like Star Wars, but I'm not that into Star Wars.
Yeah. So you're Casey.
Like I watch it.
Yeah, Casey will reluctantly watch Star Wars with me.
I mean, it's one of those things where if it's on the TV, I might flip through other things to see what else is on,
Sure.
and then come back to it.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll go out of my way to watch Star Wars.
I mean, that was our first date, though.
Mm-hmm.
Was
It
to
was.
Star Wars?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, that's sweet. You guys were brought together by the Force.
We were. And then we went and I took her to Build-A-Bear to get a Chewbacca and a Darth Vader made.
Oh, see, that's sweet.
We
And
still
Darth
have those.
Vader did the breathing. Like when you squeezed it, it would make that really awkward breathing, and Chewbacca made the noise, the Chewbacca noise.
Yep.
And that was real great because, the first time we decided to be intimate, he laid down on Chewbacca and ruined the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
you laid down and you just hear.
what the
Yeah.
what happened?
So now you just start dying laughing, and it's like,
Yeah. There you
what's
go.
going?
And that's always a great time when the girl starts laughing.
Or
Yeah,
the
that's
guy.
that's a surefire. Yeah, that's the sign of success for sure.
It's like, yes, nothing's happening tonight.
So, how did you meet Miss Casey?
Oh, well, that's a very long story. We actually first met way back in the day, 2009, I believe. She had moved to Nashville. She was looking for a job, so she got a job at a company called Pure Smoker, which was a vape company at the time, way back in the day. And I had just started doing reviews and things, and I was doing reviews for some Pure Smoker stuff. And so I kind of met her just through that. Like my mod would break and I'd have to send it back to her and she would have to fix it. And then she would sneak some bottles of e-liquid in for me, like a few extra freebies and stuff like this. And back in the day, all we had was like the ECF forum. And so Pure Smoker had their own little sub forum on the ECF forum. And so she was in there a lot. And so we would talk and, whatever, flirt sometimes. It's cool. It's whatever. And then eventually it moved to we would just chat all the time. And we started chatting on GChat, on Google Chat all the time. I was working swing shift and doing reviews, and she was working at Pure Smoker. So we would chat sometimes throughout the day. And I met her IRL at the very first vape show that ever happened in the United States in March of 2010 in Fredericksburg, Virginia, at the very first Vape Fest. I met her IRL. We hung out, had an amazing time. We hung out, we stayed up late chatting, and then we got bacon in the morning, and it was awesome. And then we kind of went our separate ways. And then we went our separate ways for, fast forward a few years. And then eventually we started dating. It was good Lord, 5 years later that we eventually reconnected.
Wow.
Yeah. So it took a while, but it's been worth it, worth it 100%. Like I
You
said.
would totally do it all again.
I would totally do it all again. I'd probably do it a little bit differently, but I would probably do it all again. Yeah, easily. For sure.
Aww.
For sure.
So Tim just sent me a message saying, FYI, the Twi'lek, the dreads that you were talking about on their heads are sensitive sexual organs, like extra sensitive tatas.
Oh no, they're sexual? Dang, George Lucas. And they're just all over the place. They're just hanging down in their faces, and
yeah.
I had no
how
idea.
do you feel about Star Trek?
That's perverse. I love me some Star Trek. I have a Klingon original Mego figure that I bought on eBay for, not a crazy amount of money, but I've always wanted one. And it's a Klingon Star Trek figure back here. Big fan of Star Trek. My dad, just in general, we didn't watch baseball or football or sports or anything. We watched Star Trek: The Next Generation every time it was on. And I grew up with the original Star Trek and Star Trek: The Next Generation, all the movies. My dad used to take us to Star Trek conventions whenever they would come to Sacramento area. I grew up going to Star Trek conventions, and he was a big sci-fi guy in general. So we watched Star Wars and Battlestar Galactica and Buck Rogers and all that stuff. And I'm young enough / old enough. I saw Return of the Jedi in the theater the first time it came out. And I was only like 8 or 9, I think, when Return of the Jedi came out. So I got to see that in the theater. So yeah, sci-fi in general. I'm a pretty big Star Trek fan.
See, Star Trek for me is what I love. That's like that was the one good memory I had with my dad. We would sit and watch Star Trek together, and then we'd
Yeah.
watch Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Oh, it was so good.
And then he hated Deep Space Nine. He did.
He hated Deep Space Nine. I never really got super into Deep Space Nine. I went back and watched it and thought it was really good. But I watched Star Trek Voyager as
Yes.
well. I really liked Voyager. I didn't like Enterprise so much, but I really liked Star Trek Discovery that was just on CBS. I
What
thought that
about-
was legit.
Well, isn't there the John Picard or the new Star Trek where they're kind of going in like to talk about Picard?
Yeah, Picard, Star Trek Picard. It's pretty good.
Okay,
It's pretty good.
I haven't
You
seen
know,
that one yet.
He's not getting any younger, Jean-Luc,
No.
but he still does pretty good.
These
It's
are
a,
all
it's a
words.
pretty good story.
What'd you say?
These are all words.
These are all words, yeah. And look, I even like the J.J. Abrams reboot of Star Trek. I thought was great. Not so much the second one, but I really like Star Trek Beyond with the girl with the white, and they listen to the Beastie Boys. I thought that was a great movie too.
What?
I just like the Beastie Boys.
Yeah. Well, what's not to like? They're the Beastie Boys. They
Yeah.
fought for our right to party.
Exactly. And they didn't sleep
No,
till Brooklyn.
till Brooklyn.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime you can throw in a Beastie Boys reference, it's a good time. Now, what of the Star Trek series, or not Star Trek, Star Wars series, which one is the worst one?
Is there such a thing? Now, are you
yeah.
talking about the TV series or
No,
the
Star
movies?
Wars. Star
There's
Wars.
not a lot of Star Wars that I don't like. I didn't love the last movie that they did, The Rise of Skywalker. Just didn't care for it really at all. Had no real desire really to watch it again. I saw it twice in the theater, and I made Casey watch it at home, and then that's kind of it. I'm kind of done with that. I didn't love what Disney did with Star Wars. It wasn't my favorite. I don't really like J.J. Abrams in general. I don't think he's a good storyteller. And so I did not like what he did with The Rise of Skywalker. I like The Last Jedi. I like parts of The Last Jedi. I think that's my favorite of the sequels, but I'm not a huge fan of the sequel trilogy.
You
Not a
wish they
huge fan of it.
stopped at those three, for their original three?
You know what? I mean, no, not necessarily. I think a sequel trilogy could have been really cool, but I think, it's Disney, and I think they tried to please everybody, and in trying to please everybody, they ended up pleasing nobody, and that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Like The Force Awakens was kind of just a soft A New Hope reboot. It's like, oh, they got Starkiller Base. It's kind of like the Death Star. We got new Stormtroopers. We got a new Vader, which is Kylo Ren. We got a new hero, which is Rey. It's kind of just A New Hope over again. But it was fun, and I liked it, And then The Last Jedi was just weird, and there's some parts of it that I really, really love, and some that I really, really hate. And then The Rise of Skywalker came out, and it was just like video game on the big screen that I hated. Just disliked it so much. But I mean, alternatively, like The Mandalorian's incredible. On Disney Plus, the Mandalorian series is amazing.
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh my God, so good.
You also
Best.
work 18 hours a day,
It's the
7 days
best.
a week.
It's the
Yeah.
best. It's one of the few things I've been able to squeak in and watch is The Mandalorian.
We've been hooked on watching Scrubs.
Yes.
Oh, love Scrubs.
We started from the beginning.
What an underrated show. God, that was a great show.
It
And
was. I
every
never
time I
watched it until
watch-
just now.
Oh, so good.
Every time I watch it, I always say, if this were a real live hospital, there would be so many sexual harassment lawsuits and
I know.
The
so
top.
many discrimination lawsuits. Like
So
everything
many.
about it is so not PC. And like
Yeah.
I'm surprised it hasn't been taken off of Netflix and Hulu yet because like it's offensive, but like
It's so good. Scrubs is
so great.
legendary. Legendary. Wait till the end of Scrubs. I won't ruin it. Just don't watch season 9 and you'll be good. But the ending of Scrubs is one of my favorite endings in all of TV. It's so good. So good.
I think we're on season 6 right now.
Oh, you're getting close. You're getting close.
Yeah. But
So
it's yeah. I always said that if I had to pick a person to be like, I'd want to be Jordan. Because she's so heartless, but she's also very caring.
She is. She is. She's got a heart of gold.
Yeah. But she also doesn't care.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
I
she
was
also,
gonna
gives no fucks.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. She's perfect. Kelly's perfect for that already.
I care about the things I want to care about, and the rest is not relevant to me.
I mean, that's why you had the tattoo put on your chest with your heart.
Yeah. So the story behind my beautiful heart here is my ex-husband said I was heartless. So I tattooed a heart on my chest. So I'm
Yeah,
really
prove you
not
wrong.
heartless anymore.
Prove that guy wrong.
Exactly. So that was
Yes.
that was
Scrubs. So
Scrubs.
stoked. I've been wanting to rewatch Scrubs. I've been wanting to rewatch 30 Rock. I don't know if you guys ever watched 30 Rock.
Oh, yeah.
That show's amazing.
I like 30 Rock.
I haven't watched 30 Rock in a while.
I rewatched all of The Office for like the 5th time.
Oh, yeah. The Office is kind of like, it's just a nonstop, never-ending thing that's just always getting watched. Like at least once a week we watch a few episodes of The Office.
See,
Yeah.
I couldn't get into Parks and Rec.
I like Parks and Rec. The first season's a little bit rough, but after that, it gets really good. Yeah, it gets really, really good.
Yes, it does.
All right,
Really
that might be
good.
the next series we have to do because we did House.
Mm-hmm.
House was epic.
House. Oh, yeah. I
And we did
still
Bones.
haven't finished House.
Oh, it's
Still haven't finished House.
I don't like the way they ended it.
No? Okay, don't spoil it. No
won't.
spoilers.
Spoilers.
No
spoilers.
spoilers. But I watched House like religiously till like the almost to the very end, and then I took like a 8-year break, and now I don't remember where I was or what was going on. I'm thinking, I remember 13. I remember 13 being in it, and then I remember some other things. Shit, I'm just gonna have to start it over. So
yeah.
now I have to start House over from the beginning, but it's worth it. It's a great show.
Hugh Laurie,
Yeah.
he's an amazing actor.
Hugh
And
Laurie is
British.
brilliant. Yeah, super British.
British. And like that, it kills me every time you see him speaking such a very authentic American accent, and he's not American.
Yeah,
No.
he's definitely not.
He's quite the opposite.
It blows my mind every time. And like those, like when you get into like the whole acting as a craft thing, like that to me is super awesome when they can seamlessly appear to be a whole other nationality. Like that is
Yep.
great.
Yep. It's kind of incredible.
So being that you live in LA, have you ever ran into any celebrities?
No. I mean, hang on, I have to Google who this person is because I can't ever remember the guy's name. And if I tell you his name, you might not even remember. It was, who was the guy? Who was the guy that played Liev Schreiber? He played Sabretooth in the X-Men movies. Yep, didn't think so. Ran into him,
Okay.
recognized him almost immediately. What else has he been in? He was in Scream, X-Men, Salt, Isle of Dogs. Really bizarre random actor, but I saw him in LA once, and then I saw an influencer who's not, influencers aren't celebrities though, right? I saw an influencer that I follow on Instagram hiking one time in Runyon Canyon when we were hiking. And I almost said hi, but then I got too nervous. And so I ran away. But that's it. I've never seen, I mean, you might have, they walk around incognito with sunglasses and hats on so you can't recognize them. So I might have.
I met the Arnold once.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
That's only because he did the Arnold, whatever, the expo in Columbus, Ohio every year.
Right.
And I grew up in a small town outside of Columbus. So, it was.
Oh, sorry. I also saw Dave Grohl. I didn't meet him, but I saw him at the Sherman Oaks Galleria. Me and my buddies were going to see Godzilla King of the Monsters, and we were standing by the entrance, and Dave Grohl just walked in wearing flannel, like he was just with his wife, and they were going to see a movie, and he just walked in, and for like a brief second, I made eye contact with him, and I was kind of like, sup? And he's kind of like, hey, and then just kept walking. And I was like, that was the best interaction with a celebrity I've ever had. That was incredible.
Yeah.
And he was just there going to see a movie. And Dave Grohl. You kidding me?
Who would be one celebrity you'd actually want to meet and have like a sit-down conversation with?
Oh, I don't know. I would still love to sit down and have a conversation. One of my heroes is Penn Jillette from Penn and Teller.
Okay.
I love him. I've watched everything he's done. I've seen him live a couple of times. I used to listen to all of his podcasts, and he's, in my 20s kind of formed a lot of who I became as far as how you treat people and things to believe and, voting your hopes and things like this, just through his podcast and the way that he thought, it really resonated with me. And I'd love to be able to have a conversation with him.
That'd be cool. What about TV shows from your childhood that you would rewatch if you could?
I would rewatch if I could. Well, shit, if I had the time, I don't know. I'd like to watch a bunch of old Transformers. I still watch the Transformers animated movie every once in a while. But I'd love to go back and watch a bunch of old Transformers. I've been trying to restart watching The Simpsons from the beginning again because they're all on Disney Plus now. And I haven't watched The Simpsons in a really long time, but I grew up with The Simpsons. I was a huge Simpsons fan.
That's going to take you forever because
I read,
seasons.
It's crazy how many there are. And I watched them on TV up until, I got to seasons 15 or 16 on TV before it just was all right, this is kind of off my radar now. It's really past their prime. There's a prime Simpsons, and that's really what I was into. But I would read Simpsons trivia books, and I was really into The Simpsons. I want to rewatch The Simpsons.
See, mine would be Knight Rider.
Knight Rider, yes. Do 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 do. Yeah. David Hasselhoff, Knight Rider.
That was my favorite show as a kid.
Knight Rider. No, the A-Team?
It was okay, but the Knight Rider, the car, I was big into tech back then. I still am, but, come on, talking car, it can jump, it's bulletproof,
Yeah.
Come on now.
It can jump.
It's Kit,
Yeah, it's Kit. That's all you need to say. It's Kit. Mic drop.
My first truck, I had a Ranger, a 97 Ranger, and I put the little red LED light bar in the grill.
Oh, dope. That's rad. That is rad.
We need to get one of those for one of my boys.
We can. You talked me out of getting the strobe lights for the truck, remember?
Yeah.
And that would have been handy with Corona.
Just saying, your stepson would be in love with a light that did that on his truck.
But it has to make the whooshing sound.
Yeah.
It has to do that. If it doesn't do it, it's not the same. It's just a light.
Dude, I want to watch Knight Rider so bad right now.
Did you ever see TKR, Team Knight Rider?
No, I don't think so.
It was their base was a jumbo plane, and there was, I want to say, five of them. There was a F-150, two motorcycles that could join up,
Of
um,
course.
an expedition, and a Mustang.
Okay, that's rad.
I'm amazed that you remember that because I can't get you to remember things around the house, and you
Yeah.
remember all the vehicles on Team Knight Rider.
I mean, there's a
Yeah.
difference between long-term memory and short-term memory.
Oh, yeah, but it's not short-term memory if I tell you every day to fix the door handle to the basement.
It's not my fault you got stuck in there. I never got stuck.
Yeah. No, just me and your daughter got stuck.
I
So.
fixed it. You broke it again. So I have a construction company also, Nick.
Huh?
And we have a wobbly doorknob for the basement. Well, Kelly
True.
went out there, and I was dealing with some anger management at the time, so I was going to see my therapist, and I get a text, locked in the backyard. I look down and I start like kind of chuckling just like that. The guy's like, "Everything okay?" I was like, "The wife's locked in the backyard." He's like, "Should she go?" I was like, I don't know. I'm waiting for a response back to see if she needs me." So she was stuck out there for about an hour and a half.
Locked in the backyard.
Yep. I mean, I was with the dogs, so it wasn't like I was just like locked out.
I mean,
But
Right.
and you
the
had
yard
water to
was,
drink.
yeah. I mean, I could have drank out of their water if I wanted
Yeah, I
to.
was gonna say you have the trough, right? That's where the trough is.
Yeah. I mean, and that yard was completely fenced in, so there was no way for me to like climb out of that and then go to a different door, you know. So I just kind of sat there and waited. And I was like, well, I guess it is what it is. Just gonna hang out here in the yard, and
Yep.
you know,
Dang. Well, there's worse places to be
yeah.
locked.
I mean, I got to spend an hour with my puppies, so there was that. Can y'all
Yeah.
hear the crickets?
I can hear him. Yeah.
Like they're so
Yeah.
loud. I
It
don't
sounds
even
like-
know why.
It sounds like my backyard at night.
Oh, that's gonna be great to go to sleep to tonight.
It's yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah. It's like that's great.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
what the tarantula
It is.
does is she does this really cool thing. It's not really cool. It's kind of sad, but she'll catch
Oh.
them and she puts them in a web and then she leaves them there.
Oh, good.
That's what's happening. Is she's
So,
caught
like
them.
psychological
Yeah, and they're just waiting. to die.
tarantula.
Yeah,
I mean, she's a beautiful tarantula.
she
She's
is.
a new age pink toad. So her fangs and her toes are actually like a baby pink. And the
Oh,
new age
whoa.
portion of her is her fur is like an iridescent blue almost.
Whoa.
Or translucent blue.
Yeah, more iridescent. It's different lighting. It looks dark blue, light blue, sometimes purpley, sometimes green. But she's real
Whoa.
pretty. But she's also not friendly.
No.
No. Well,
We don't really get to play with her. We look at her and go, "Oh, you're pretty."
oh, you're great. And your pink toes and you tortured crickets.
Yeah. She used to do Dubai roaches, but I have this
Oh.
fear that they're going to get out,
Whoa. Yeah.
and I don't want roaches in my house. So,
Nope.
at least with crickets, the dogs will chase them if they get out.
Right.
But roaches, I don't know.
Have you ever had a cricket crawl on you, Kelly?
Yes,
Oh.
It's a
no
horrible
thanks.
feeling.
it is.
No. Yeah.
But it's probably less horrible than a roach.
No, it's about the same, honestly.
I mean, yeah.
I grew up in Houston. We have roaches really bad. And we had the big hissing and flying ones.
Mm.
Yeah, they're no fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's real great when the rats decide that they're going to make noises. So then you have rat noises and cricket noises all at the same time. You know, that's fun time.
Rat noises and cricket noises all at the same time.
Yes.
The neighbors love us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Well,
Rats,
the
Definitely.
neighbors,
dogs.
they love the fact that we have so many dogs because anytime there's someone in a yard, whether it's our yard or someone else's yard, of course they're going to bark. So
Right.
when the house next door was empty, the lady that was working on it, she said that there was one day she was inside and she heard someone jiggling a handle, and then the dog started barking, and someone left, and whoever it was took off running because they heard all these big dogs. And she's like, "Your dogs have saved this house getting broke into so many times."
Whoa.
And I was like, "Okay." So, so yeah. And Jesse H, yes, we have many reptiles. We currently have 2 snakes right now, but we have others that we're working on.
Now, I
Yeah.
know Casey's scared of snakes. Are you?
No, snakes don't bother me. I like snakes. I don't like bugs. Can't do bugs. Any bugs, just don't do bugs. We have
Really?
spiders that make webs all over our house, and I just kind of leave them alone. I'm like, okay, eat the crickets, whatever, eat the bugs, just stay there and leave me alone, and I'll leave you alone, right?
Yeah.
So whatever, leave the spiders there, but I don't like bugs in general. When I was in 11th grade biology and we had to dissect things, I could dissect anything, whatever, rabbits, rats, cats, sure, I'll dissect them. We had to dissect this enormous beetle, and I couldn't even touch it. I didn't even want to look at it. I made my buddy Jeremy do all of it because I couldn't bring myself to even like, bugs. Nope. Sorry, bugs. Sorry, bugs. Not going to happen.
We have a rule in the house that, if I come to the insect or critter first, I put it outside because I don't, just like with animals, with dogs and cats, I don't believe that an animal or a bug should be put down or killed simply because it happens to inhabitate the same space that I do.
Right. Or it
That
looks
doesn't
creepy.
Right. So I always put it outside. Now, if Nick's home and there's a
Smash.
spider, I have
Just
to kill it.
smashy. Yeah.
Yes.
If it's inside. If it's
If
outside,
it's inside, yeah, I've killed bugs inside. I've left bugs alive inside or outside. There was one time, again, when I was living in San Diego, and this all happened when I was really super stoned as well, so that didn't help. But a big moth got inside. And I said, well, I can't be comfortable with this moth in here. So I had devised this elaborate plan of opening windows and turning on different lights to try to direct the moth outside. And I battled this moth for like what felt like an hour, and I could not get this moth to go outside. And eventually it ended up, in the heat of the battle, I ended up smushing it with a feather duster. But I felt really bad, and I gave it a speech, and I gave it like a proper, funeral. I said I didn't want it to come to this. I'm sorry, but the moth died, and I felt bad about it. But I try to save like bumblebees are stupid, and they just fly right into the pool because they think it's the sky. So daily, I'm saving bees from my swimming pool. Daily saving bees from my swimming pool because you got to keep the bees alive.
yes, they're important.
They're very important.
Saturday, I was at the dog park with my kids' grandmother's dogs. She has a German Shepherd and a black pit mess thing. We're not even sure what the dog is, but she's like all of the dogs. She's just a mess.
Sure.
And we decided we were going to take the Shepherd and the mess to a dog park. And we're sitting there, and I was sitting there with my 11-year-old, and she starts screaming, "Mom, there's a spider on you, kill it." And we had a long conversation about why would I kill it? Because I'm sitting in its home,
Right.
How would you feel if someone came into your home and just killed you? And she was like, well, that would be
Right.
nice. And I'm like, well, what we do is we put it where it needs to go. Scoop it up and put it on a tree and move on with your life.
If there's somebody bigger than me that can squish me, they can.
Just step on you.
Yes, that's okay.
So I'm all about making sure things get to live as long as it's not going to hurt anyone.
Sure. Yeah.
So
I
I'm
find
a harm
cockroach in the house.
for everything.
Yeah. I've killed cockroaches in the house before. Just sorry, cockroach.
yeah.
You're not going to live much longer.
And the noise that they make when you squish them, it's so horrible.
Oh my God, it's horrific.
Like that crunch.
Horrific.
Oh, I've killed spiders that have had crunches, and I've not
Yeah.
been okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I killed
and
a
I
lot of
think that's
spiders.
what deters me from killing things is they might crunch. I don't like that crunch.
That crunch, though.
If you kill it with a hammer, it doesn't crunch.
No, but then you have to replace a tile in the floor.
I'll live with that.
I can live with that.
Like I went to go propose to Kelly in Mississippi with my family, and at the same time I got suckered into doing my sister's deck for her because her husband didn't know how to. And so, ripping off all the old boards, stepped down, and I put a nail through my shoe, and it popped all the way out the top of my shoe.
What?
And I'm cursing and screaming. And my sister is very, very religious. Like, you can't say
Okay.
shit, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Or no, definitely not, oh my God.
Yeah, definitely not that. Oh my gosh.
So I have
For
the
sure.
2x4 stuck on my foot because I can't lift it up because it's stuck on the joists. And
What?
Kelly comes outside with my sister, and she's like, just pull up your big girl panties, move on. I was like, there's spiders everywhere. And she's like, is that why your hammer's across the deck? I was like, yeah. I was throwing it at him. I was killing him.
Yeah, he was legit throwing his hammer across the deck.
At spiders.
Yes.
At not just any spiders, daddy long legs.
Those were
Oh,
daddy
yeah.
long legs. I like daddy long legs. Those were not daddy long legs.
They were daddy long legs.
No, they weren't. They were
Oh,
just,
mini bicker. Sort it out.
yeah, no. I win, you lose.
Oh no, Nick! I have seen my husband run through the house, fresh out of the shower, still soap on him because there's a spider in the shower.
Yep. I hate spiders. I do.
Yeah. Indoors, it's a whole other experience. You know, when there's a spider in your house, it's like, I might as well just burn down my house now. You know.
It's really funny because we have tile floors, so like he's soaking wet,
Soap's all over me. It's like a slip and
fighting
slide.
and running, and
Oh, that's amazing.
yeah.
I love that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a great time because I'm dying laughing, and now I have to go kill the spider who is just in the shower. Like it's not even in the shower; it's like up on the ceiling in a corner.
No, it was in the shower with me. It came out of the drain.
It was occupying my space.
It was. And I felt violated at that time.
And I had to go kill the spider that probably had a spider family somewhere, and like, I'm like the kids are going to come avenge their father's death, and we're going to have to deal with that.
Yeah, spider invasion. You don't know what you started there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm about to get back in the shower. She's like, I killed it. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to get back in the shower now. She's like, well, now all the babies are going to come after you. I was like, really?
Yeah, really?
Thanks.
Come on.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we had a black widow that used to live in our staircase for a while, and it lived there for probably 6 months. I didn't
Oh, black
have
widows.
a problem with it.
Yeah, don't mess around with black widows, man.
It was a teeny tiny little widow, and I was fine with it. And then, you know, with Nick doing his construction, we regularly treat our house for literally any kind of creepy crawly that you can come across.
Yeah,
Because Nick goes into a lot of gross places.
Yeah.
sure.
And stick my
Sure.
hands in a lot of gross places.
I don't want
So-
to do that.
Nick was spraying the house for I don't even know what, but he was spraying some kind of chemical, and he sprayed the spider and it killed it. And I was like, but she was eating the other spiders that you were scared of.
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't even know that was there. And she's like, oh, that's been there for about 6 months. It's like, I'm glad you told me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well,
yeah, we had a
What do you
spider
do?
out. Well, you can't see it, but the door next to that door. So there's a door over there. That there was this big giant orb weaver, about the size of a Bic lighter, and it was just kind of hanging out back there. And Nick had a buddy that worked for Orkin, and the buddy stopped by because he was in the area, and he's got his Orkin bug stuff on, and you know, he's just hanging out with Nick. And Nick's like, "You gotta see this spider. It's really big." And the guy went out back and went and just sprayed the spider. I'm like, "You killed Stan." He's like, "Why'd you name it?" I'm like, "Because you can literally see all the eyes. Like it's big. It's getting a name. Like
You killed Stan.
yeah.
And I was fine with that.
Anytime Nick would go in the backyard, he became a karate master because the web was just so gigantic.
And it's one of those like real thick webs that you walk into and it just attaches to you. And you're pulling at it. I felt like I was Spider-Man, like shot his web on me.
Yep. I hate spider webs.
Yes.
I hate touching them. I hate walking through them by accident because it happens all the time. Yeah. Gross. I know that
You
feeling.
also become
Yes.
a karate master.
No. Maybe.
I mean, you did like
Yeah. Yep.
yeah.
I'm a karate master. Accurate.
I mean, that's the whole reason why there's a
Accurate.
broom in the back of the truck now. So whenever I go into customers' houses and they're like, "Hey, can you go into the basement?" It's like, "Yeah, let me grab my broom." And they're like,
Yeah.
"Okay." I was like,
Broom.
"Cobwebs, don't like them."
Don't like them. Don't like webs. Nope. I'm with you.
I mean, the only reason we rescued the spider, or had the spider, is because it needed a rescue, or they were going to let it loose in the woods over here. And I told Kelly, I was like, if that gets out, I am gone.
I am done.
She's
Yeah.
like, "So what if I catch it?" I was like, "No, the house can burn down first." I ain't coming back in there. I go, you're tricky. I know you would trick me. So I'm not dealing with it.
So if Casey were to bring home a spider, would you be okay with that?
I mean, sure, maybe. I would be shocked more than anything else. Completely shocked.
Casey doesn't do spiders, I take it.
No, she doesn't do spiders or snakes or reptiles or creepy things or whatever. That's just not for her.
So you
Not
don't want
for
us
her.
to send you a pet spider in the mail?
I couldn't think. No, certainly not.
Now he's never going to open a box from us again.
It would just, I know, every time I'm thinking, there could be a spider in here. There could be a spider in here.
Well, I mean, we're about to get our scorpions.
Oh, scorpions. Scorpions are pretty vicious little animals.
They are.
Yes, we have 2 scorpions coming.
Yeah, we had a lot of scorpions, like wild scorpions up in northern Nevada, where you go outside with a black light and they just all start glowing white because scorpions.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
But it's so cool how they glow.
Yeah, it is cool. It's super cool. I just don't want it in the house.
No.
What other pet would you want?
Hard stop. I like fish a lot. It's my dream one day to have a very large tropical aquarium in my house somewhere. Just stupid, enormous
Salt or fresh?
tropical aquarium. I don't know. Saltwater aquarium, I guess. I mean, we have a betta fish now that we've actually kept for a really long time. This is the longest living betta fish that we've ever had. Yeah. Wow. Longest living betta fish we've ever had. But I think a giant saltwater tank would be incredible. And I know it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work and a lot of cleaning and stuff like that. And it's there's a whole culture, community of saltwater aquarium people, kind of like the vape industry where we talk about mesh RDTAs and they talk about chemical filters or, whatever. Yeah. pH levels and things like that. Maybe someday when I'm retired and I have time to do anything, that's when it'll happen. Just a big saltwater aquarium.
See,
Nick has a 120 gallon,
100-gallon
fish tank.
fresh water.
What? That's awesome.
And I
Yes.
just lost 2 parrotfish today.
Oh.
And I named most of them.
She names all the fish.
I named
Yeah.
everything.
Well, I don't know if there's a need to do that.
Well, he has 2 angelfish, and they're Brad and Kyle. Because they're like that yellow-green color of monster cans. So and they have black
Holy
stripes.
crap, that's hilarious.
They're Brad
Wow.
and Kyle.
Our betta fish is named Wanda because of
Okay.
a fish called Wanda.
Makes sense.
I've just wanted to always have a fish called Wanda. So our beta fish is Wanda, even though it's a male, doesn't matter.
I mean, that's how Vengeance got his name. When we rescued him, the lady's like, yeah, he's a Mastiff. And it's like, okay. Kelly's like, I've always wanted a Mastiff that I can say Vengeance is mine. I was like, go for it.
Yes.
He is not a Mastiff.
No.
Well, that's okay. Still, vengeance is yours.
Like, we got the DNA test back, and he is Boxer, Pit, and Beagle. No Mastiff.
Well, that's still cool, though.
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
I can officially say that Vengeance is mine.
Vengeance is mine. That's great.
Yeah. And you
I
can't
love
have
that.
vengeance without a vendetta, so that's how she got her name. And then, you know, when you have vengeance and vendetta, you can't have Fluffy. So we got Tivoli, and that's Czechoslovakian for dude.
Oh, that's not what you thought. That's
Originally, I got my words mixed up, and I thought it was fuck you.
Ah.
Turns out it is not. It's dude. So
Mm.
we have vengeance, vendetta, and dude. And then we got
Hey,
Velez,
that's cool.
because, you know, he's the Norse god of chaos, and it just fit with all the V names. And then Vulcan came, and we're like, it has to be a V name.
and named him
Vulcan.
after Star Trek.
I love that.
But
Yeah.
I love that.
he's not as smart as the Vulcans.
No.
No.
He's a dumb dog.
Is
He's a
it
sweet dog, but he's
is
a
it illogical?
dumb dog.
Just an
He's
illogical dog.
He's very illogical. And all the rats are Hispanic, and all the snakes are scary, like scary people.
Right. As they should be.
Like we
Yeah,
had
'cause
Ted
there's-
for Ted Bundy.
Because he used to bite
Oh, that's
people
hilarious.
a lot. He used to bite me all the time.
And Sally for Sally Skellington, because she
Mhm.
has little skulls on her.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Annie for
Annabelle.
Annabelle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Casey, we'd have Wanda for 2 years. That is the longest running beta fish we've had.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, we've gone through a few beta fish. I felt bad. I was really sad when our last one, British Dave, died.
British Dave.
I was attached to British Dave. Yeah. Well, we named him David, but you had to say it with a British accent. So it was David. Or you could just call him British David and not do the accent. Either way worked.
Okay.
But British Dave died while we were away on our honeymoon, unfortunately.
Well, I was recently informed that the next rat that we get has to be named Shredder.
Yes.
Shredder.
From
Yeah.
the Turtles.
Yeah.
Too.
Turtle power.
Yes, sir.
So,
Who was your favorite turtle?
Raphael.
Oh, Donatello.
Yeah. That's Casey's. Casey's a Donatello fan too.
Yeah.
That was Raphael all the way.
Leonardo, maybe, but not Michelangelo.
Yeah. No, not Michelangelo. He was just, I didn't like Michelangelo. And
No.
Leonardo is too, I don't know. Leonardo is a little conceited to me,
Yeah.
you know? But I like Raphael.
Did you ever watch the old turtle movies?
Oh, yeah, definitely. The one with, there was the Secret of the Ooze,
Yep.
and then the one with Vanilla Ice in it.
Oh,
We did
God.
the turtle rap. I
Yep.
don't remember the name of it, but I memorized that whole turtle rap like perfectly,
Yes.
flawlessly. It was amazing.
wow.
Those were good days.
The things that we've learned tonight.
I know, really. We've covered a wide gamut of topics tonight.
Yeah,
But it is getting to be that time.
it is. It's almost
Yeah.
9:30.
Dang. I need some dinner.
Well,
It is fat boy feeding time.
yes.
It's time.
Hungry.
Hungry.
Oh, we should get some cornbread.
Cornbread.
We can do cornbread.
And then we can watch the movie Life. You gonna eat your cornbread.
Probably will eat my cornbread because I like cornbread.
Who doesn't love cornbread?
You're supposed to say no, baby. You can have it because I love you.
No.
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 You shush down there. You're supposed to be on my side, Nick.
Okay, fine.
See, Nick's on my side. Give
Yep.
me your cornbread.
Nick's got to stick together, you know. There's not a lot of us anymore.
It's true.
Well.
Well,
Well, anyway. Well, thanks for having me on, guys.
no
Well, thanks for
problem.
hanging
Thanks
out
for
with
joining
us.
us.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I'm going to watch Scrubs and Knight Rider in
Yes.
House again.
And he's gonna look at Nico and wander.
Yeah, set up a treat course tonight.
Yes, treat courses are amazing things.
And then go to her. What do you sound like?
What do you sound like? Just get really, really stoned and you can hear your dog's voice in your head. It's a trip.
I don't have to be stoned to hear their voices. I know what they sound like.
Yeah.
I've already got it in my head. I also wonder really weird things, like about cats.
About cats mostly?
Like, okay, so black cats are bad luck.
Supposedly.
Are white cats good luck?
What about calicos?
And what does that mean
Yeah,
for a
what about
turtle-shelled cat?
calicos?
Or
It's a range. It's a
Garfield.
spectrum.
is Garfield like neutral? Like-
Depends
No,
if you have lasagna or not.
Garfield's pure evil.
And then who decided that a cat purring was a good thing?
I don't know. Who decided? I mean, cats meowing, they're just full of shit. They're just meowing so they sound like human babies.
Yeah,
That's something that we taught cats. That's crazy.
yeah. I mean, are they really just tiny roars?
Questions?
These are all questions that you're welcome.
That's some. Are you sure you don't smoke weed? Because those sound like really like stoner thoughts. Like,
Nope,
Do-
that's just normal Wednesday thoughts for me.
This is what I put up with all the
crabs
time.
think that? Do crabs think that fish can fly?
Yeah, I would ask that question.
So, like, Kelly gets random thoughts, but it's usually in the middle of the night. I have a real jacked up sleep schedule where I don't sleep very much. I usually go to bed between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning and wake
Whoa.
up at 6. Kelly, right as I'm about to fall asleep or just fell asleep, will wake me up and be like, hey, can you do this real fast? Or can you make this? Laying in bed, Vendetta, I built this beautiful bed for us, and Vendetta ate through the 4x4.
Holy crap!
And I didn't realize that Kelly was laying on bed. I figured, maybe go surprise her, so I ran and jumped on the bed. And it didn't end
Holy
very
crap!
well.
The
So-
bed disintegrated.
Yeah, so it got tossed off the second floor because I was so mad.
Whoa!
But I mean, she's also eaten through steel cages and picnic tables, and
Yeah.
she's
Whoa!
our land shark. But I have
Seriously?
also wondered things like, do German shepherds think in German?
That's an excellent point. See,
Or like-
Nico's like a part Schnauzer, so I wonder if she understands German. But really, she was a Tijuana rescue, and
So,
so
would
she responds to Spanish very well.
but does she think in Spanish? And is
I
that
don't know.
weird?
Maybe
I
she's
think she just
trilingual.
thinks in dog language, whatever that is.
These are questions that I need answers to.
They do.
Alright.
These are the serious questions.
Well, while everybody's pondering on this,
Yes.
we're gonna say goodnight. And thank you for watching us. And we hope to see y'all again next week. And thank you for all the rewatches and the people who can't make it that are watching it later.
Yeah, absolutely,
and
guys.
we say every week,
Yep,
We
have a
love
little
you.
slogan.
and we like you.
Oh, that's sweet. I tell that to Casey all the time.
Yep. So from all of us here at Rescued, I want to thank you, Mr. Grimm. And
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure.
all you guys out on YouTube, we love you and we like you guys. We hope y'all have a great night.
Bye.
Peace.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.